it's got compression, it's got spark, it's got fuel, but you pull the rope and nothing, dead silence. It's the most frustrating moment in a mechanic's life when the machine tells you everything is fine, but it's lying to you. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make this machine tell you the truth. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to T. Mike Vintage Outboard Shop. We're doing 3 things today. 1, we're unmasking a liar. 2, we're revealing the holy grail of troubleshooting. And 3, we're saving the life of a vintage outboard motor. Welcome back to the shop. I call this the holy grail of troubleshooting because with this chart, you will find the trouble. I'm sharing this with you for free because I want you to get that motor back on the water and I want you to save the vintage outboard motor hobby. So take a screenshot of this chart and hang it up on your shop wall. It is the holy grail of troubleshooting. Okay, so now that you have the chart hanging up on the wall in your shop, you can follow along with me as we follow the flow chart. And I'll put this flow chart together after working on hundreds of motors. And this is what you do when you have a motor that will not start, even though you know you have compression, spark, and fuel. Normally, when you have the big 3, compression, spark, and fuel, motor starts up and works fine. But just every once in a while, you have that motor that's lying to you. It's lying to you, it's lying to you. And how do you find out? Well, here's the Holy Grail secrets for you. So the first step is the pop test. We all know what the pop test is. Pop is my best friend. It's the squeeze bottle of fuel that you spray up the throat of the carburetor and see if it pops. I'm gonna spray 2 or 3 sprays in there, choke it, and pull the rope, and hopefully she'll pop. She popped. Okay, that's all of the following tests hinge on that one test, the pop test. All right, so let's say that you do the pop test and it pops. You go on to this side of the test where it says it passes. So that means you have compression and spark, right? Because it wouldn't pop if it wasn't compressed and the spark wasn't happening at the right time. That's a good thing. So we're going to go down here and say that we have a fuel delivery issue. All right, because when you put the pop in it, it pops. So you're not providing the fuel the normal way. You're forcing it in. So first thing I would check is that you have the motor choked, okay, and you have it wide open throttle. See, we haven't set the idle adjustment yet or the high-speed adjustment yet, so it may take a little more than idling to get it to start. So even if you have to put the motor in gear so that you can get it wide open throttle, you want wide open throttle and the choke. Make sure you're doing that. Wide open throttle, in gear, choked. If you're doing that, the next step on the chart is to clean the carb. Yes, I know you've cleaned the carb already, but clean it again. God knows what could have got in the jets or somewhere in there and caused a problem. Clean it again. And while you're cleaning it, all right, we want to check the float, all right? Make sure the float is not upside down. There's a pin right there that goes down. Make sure that pin is down. So we'll operate right and make sure it's level. That's happened to me before. All right, so you clean it again, you put it back on, still doesn't start. Do the drain plug test. The drain plug test. So The drain plug test would be to take the drain screw out or take the high-speed needle valve out at the bottom of the bowl, prime it, pump the bulb, and make sure fuel is flowing out of that hole. High-speed needle valve removed, pump the bulb, gas is flowing out. That tells you that the fuel is actually getting into the bowl. You may have a blocked jet, bad fuel pump, but the last place you can check for fuel in the bowl is either at the drain plug or take the high-speed needle valve out, pump the bulb, see fuel come out. If it still won't start, my last resort is that you must have bad fuel. Ethanol or water in your gas may be causing your problem. It'll pop with the fuel in the bottle, but the fuel in the tank may have gotten water in it. It may be old gas. Check the fuel, right? So that's the flow chart if it passes the pop test. Let's say you put the pop test to it and it doesn't pop. No pop test, okay? So that means that you have a compression or a spark issue, okay? If it don't pop, it means it's either not compressing or not sparking, because you're forcing fuel in there. You know you have fuel, right? So let's go to the compression side. How to check compression. You've checked it with the gauges already because you said it passed the compression test. So you know it's got compression, but does it really have compression? All right, so the reed valves, all right, we know what the reed valves are. They're a set of reeds in between the carburetor and the cylinders right behind the carburetor manifold. All right, so to get to the reed valves, you take the carb off, you take the carb manifold off, and there's the reed valves. Reed valves push in and out. And those reeds, when the piston compresses and sucks and causes a vacuum to pull fuel through, that reed has to open up. And likewise, it has to close. If that reed is not operating properly, it can't suck in the gas to make it start. So pull off the carburetor and check the reed valves. And I have videos on all of this. If they're good, the next check I would do is check your crank seals. Okay, so the power head has seals on the crank on the top and on the bottom to make sure that the compression doesn't get out of the power head. So the test for that is to take a bottle of soapy water, spray it around the crank with the spark plugs in, and turn the crankshaft with a flywheel nut on it and spin it with a wrench and see if bubbles come out. It should build up pressure in that crankcase and no bubbles come out. If you see air bubbles come out of the top or the bottom crankcase seal, there's your problem. So in order to test it to prove that it's a bad one, just take you some water, or I got some Simple Green, and put you some water down in that seal area. And take the spark plugs out and crank her clockwise. So the vacuum on the cylinder sucking in air should go out the exhaust, and it's not. See it bubbling through the crankcase top there? That's a bad seal. That's how you test the upper crankcase seal. You have compression, but not good compression. It's leaking out of there. So that's your compression checks, all right? The spark checks would be, my first check would be to test your plugs. So if you're checking your spark with a spark tester, then you're just checking spark up to that point. You don't have the spark plugs in the boot. You got your tester in the boot, right? So suppose your spark plugs are bad. How are you checking that? So I would take the spark plugs, put them on the boots, lay them on the motor, turn the lights off, pull the rope, make sure the sparks are sparking. And you ought to be able to hear them. Tick, 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 tick. All right? Once you've verified that your spark plugs are good, next thing I would check is that your spark wires are not reversed. I've seen it happen to myself more than once. All right, you have spark all right, but they're in the wrong top and bottom cylinder. But I have to make sure that I've got the wires run correctly. So let's trace out the wiring. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Look what I did. I've got my tie wrap here marking my top cylinder, but it doesn't trace out that way. I've got the wires reversed. All right, we know which ones they are. The coil facing you, when you're looking at it, is the top cylinder. That should plug into the top spark plug. And the other one goes to the bottom spark plug. Okay, next thing is the spark timing. All right, so the spark timing, all right, is set by the points, all right, to open and close when the magneto is spinning around. But the carburetor has a cam on it that opens and closes as the magneto is turning, all right. That's got to be timed with the little mark on the power head. On the cam plate, there's a mark, and that cam has to start opening when it gets to that mark. That times the flow of the fuel at the right speed or volume of the mag speed of the spark. So carb timing, spark timing, all right? Here's the cam on the carburetor. It's got to start moving at that mark. If you watch the roller arm, it's going to start moving at that mark. The adjustment for it are 2 screws underneath this arm to pull the plate in and out. That's the carburetor adjustment right there. After you check that, the timing could also be off by the Woodruff key on the camshaft that's under the flywheel. If that Woodruff key is sheared, the mag plate, the flywheel will be off, causing the timing to be off. So take the flywheel off and look at the Woodruff key and at your flywheel. If it's worn and off center, then your spark will be off, and that is why it won't start. Check the Woodruff key to make sure there's no damage. Check the cam, make sure it's not cracked, and check the flywheel Woodruff key slot to make sure it's not damaged. Any damage to any one of those parts could cause the timing to be off and make your spark not happen at the right time. Right? And the last one is the carb linkage. So that carb cam rod operates the throttle butterfly down there, and there's linkages that go from it to the throttle linkage. There's going to be a brass rod doing all this stuff. That linkage might be disconnected, it might be off, so that linkage has to work the throttle to provide the gas. Here's the carburetor linkage connected to the cam roller that operates the butterfly for the throttle. Have to check to make sure that linkage is working. All right, so that's the flow chart. Now I have videos on every one of these steps. If you're not sure how to clean the carb, or how to check the spark timing or the Woodruff key, any one of these steps, how to do the pop test, any one of these steps, I have a video. It'll be one of my 787 videos I have on YouTube right now. But this flow chart is what I use when I come across a motor that won't start. It's lying to me. The motor is saying it's good compression, good spark and fuel, but it doesn't. It's lying. And how do we prove it? Well, this is how you find the liar with the Holy Grail, and how you save your vintage motor. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I enjoyed it making. I just love what I do. My passion is helping people, and I want to help you to get that motor out on the water. So if I've saved you some trouble and I've saved the motor, why don't you just click the subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video and check out my website, teammikevintageoutboards.com. I got all the parts, technical assistance, mail and repair, everything you need for your vintage outboard motors. See y'all next video.